unbelievable.
You know when you're in a pub and you've had about 4 or 5 pints and you announce to the table, what would we look like, right, to an alien if they landed on planet Earth? And everyone goes, yeah, what? Well, imagine you went straight from there to a meeting at the BBC and they said, brilliant idea, here's thousands of pounds.
I tried to imagine how my world would appear to a visitor from another planet. I wanted to be able to see it with fresh eyes. And then I suddenly realised I was being observed by a tree. I wanted to look closely at the tree, to imagine that I had never seen anything like it in my life before.
But I had.
Could I believe, as my alien might, that it was an intelligent being?
Try kicking it. Kick it, run into it, call it a tosser.
Underneath, see, this creature is all smooth and pale.
If I met an alien, I'd get him to try on loads of different hats. See how funny he looked. This show was 40 minutes long. Imagine, 40 minutes of this. There is a lot my people want to know about your planet. Chemical composition of the atmosphere. Mineral deposit. Oh my God.
If I were the most beautiful woman in the world, my alien would remain unmoved.
Can you dress up as an Imperial Guard?
You're unbelievable.
Time has convinced me of one thing. Television is for peering on, not looking at.
You're so unbelievable.
From Manchester, we bring you the unique Mr. Tony McCabe, a man who claims he can jump on hens' eggs and human noses without breaking them.
Oh, just too high. That's all right. I skimmed them then.
Mr. McCabe, I'm losing faith.
She's being harsh.
No.
She didn't really think he was going to jump on eggs.
Yeah.
Here's a tip. If someone says they can jump on eggs, just believe them.
You're going too high.
Just go, yeah, sure, no, I believe you. No, it's fine, you don't need to show me. Yeah. No.
Up with it. Felt it click. Oh, there we are.
That's it, is it?
Oh, yeah, I felt it click, yes.
Oh, that is the jumping on the eggs.
Oh, yes, it's definitely been jumped on, that egg.
Now then, dear Jimmy, my ambition is to do a Mauritian dance in a grass skirt whilst my friend plays the music or build a brick wall.
Play the music or build a wall. Which one do you think they went for?
Yeah, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous.
It's the wall. Hang on, how long's she been building that? Now this is telly. I'm being educated, informed and entertained. It's fantastic. They should have just stopped after this and never made another programme ever again.
In the middle of the earth, in the land of Shire, lives a brave little hobbit whom we all admire.
Yes, here's a Vulcan singing about a hobbit. And if they mated, you'd have a smart-ass, short-ass.
Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all.
The dancers are wearing badges which say, admit Leonard Nimoy to the UN. And this is a very elaborate way of saying you've lost your pass. Just phone up admin, say you need a new one.
Hobbits are peace-loving folks, you know. They're never in a hurry and they take...
It tells the entire Lord of the Rings story in under 3 minutes. I can do it quicker. There's some orcs and it's just bollocks.
But one day Bilbo was asked to go on a big adventure to the caves below.
You're unbelievable.
Men say they know just where to go to make up an ideal woman. Talk about hair, clothes that you wear as part of the ideal woman. find a man who'll take me as I am.
This section covers a period in history when women's social standing was only slightly above chips.
Acting like a star might make the ideal woman.
I hope she's good at sex, because she can't dance or clean.
Hello and welcome to Mainly for Men, and as the title implies, this is a programme, fellas, just for you.
Completely and utterly for men.
Very interesting items lined up for you. For instance, we've got some new inventions to show you on the automobile. Then we have a very exciting piece on shark fishing and a few delectable damsels scattered all over the place. Now, take this one. She's not the moving variety, but she is a very famous young lady called Venus de Milo. A little bit plump for me, although she had a few Romans getting a bit hot under the old toga.
He thinks the Venus de Milo is a bit fat. She's very high maintenance as well, especially the insurance.
Talking of ideal women, we thought it would be a good idea if we asked 4 eminent men about women who they thought the girl most likely for them.
I mean, some women physically are marvellous when they're long, tall and skinny, and others with big tits, and I mean, there's different types of women.
I have to sort of feel that somebody would be interesting. You know, one has to talk afterwards and so on.
I mean, it's like an ideal car. I mean, there's no such thing as an ideal car because the Rolls-Royce has got qualities that a Ferrari doesn't.
As does the transit van and the Pope-mobile.
The woman that turns my head has long hair, looks vaguely sort of arty, and wears interesting sort of materials, dark, you know, exciting.
None.
The more tweaky they are, the more liable they're liable to go wrong, like Ferraris.
I think he drives a Ferrari.
Now, I'm going to leave you tonight with something soothing and cool. A girl and a song, and with them both I wish you very pleasant dreams. Good night.
That's not a girl, that's David Beckham.
If you imagine that Jim Cowan has somehow magically and miraculously found the key to the feminine heart, you're quite wrong. In fact, he's only one of a number of husbands in Louth and Lincolnshire who are pampered, cosseted, mollycoddled and fussed over by their dutiful spouses. The wives are all members of what they call the Pussycat Club.
This is unbelievable. Women managing to organise a club.
An organisation aimed at banishing forever the erroneous belief that the female is in any way equal to the male.
Oh, I wish I'd lived in the 60s.
Is masculine, completely male.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Rambo.
And this is, you know, how we personally think of this.
That
when he comes home, he should be looked after.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Treated nice, and, you know, really...
Oh, yeah.
He's done his hard day's work, so he's entitled to come home and... Really
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Yep. That's it. Right on.
But the Pussycats aren't only concerned with material things. They like to explore all the facets of being a woman. And that's why they include in their curriculum a course on the gentle art of flirting.
You look at your potential partner for 2 to 3 seconds, you drop your eyes, and then you look up again slightly under the lashes with the full expression. He will then come over and ask you to dance.
This is one step on from dangling your hair out of a tower.
So this is what married life's all about. I might even try it myself. Wine.
He really thinks this is a good idea.
Cigarette.
He should be using a lot more irony in this situation.
Would you mind rubbing my shoulders, my dear? That's nice. Don't ring me, Mike. I'll ring you. Bit further over on the left.
This is what inspired most rap videos.
Something else to look forward to now. It's over in the kitchen.
Hello. Good morning. Well, actually, you should have seen the panic just before coming. I forgot my cake base. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hello, everybody.
Faith Brown was cryogenically frozen in 1975.
Out with Barbara Dixon, it was a...
Defrosted sometime in the 80s and taken straight to a TV studio without talking to a single human being.
Sorry!
right, okay. Birmingham, come on now, what are we doing here? You like? I like dressing up in my finest clothes and my beat up. I can't cook, I
That was real wrong. That was real wrong. She didn't know that was going to be real. I got you, you did.
People get very angry about modern art. They see a pile of bricks. That's not art. A tent with some names in. A dead shark. That's not art. It's usually said by people whose idea of art can be found on birthday cards and they're showing a vintage car on a hairpin bend with the words, "To a wonderful son." Michelangelo would have done that if he'd had some rope and a TV studio. Trouble was, all he had to work with was marble, paint and the Sistine Chapel. Poor sod. I hope he gets an important phone call.
Well, Michael, this very nicely leads me on to another piece that was made 4 years after Longbox. It's called Oak Tree, of course, and it's a rather celebrated piece because, in fact, it holds out a promise of something that definitely isn't there.
Any cab drivers watching, I bet you're fuming now.
A great big oak.
It's not a tree! It's a glass! It's a glass! It's not a tree! That's what you're shouting, isn't it? You're furious.
You poured some fresh water into that glass.
Well, it only becomes an oak tree when I put the water into the glass. So in that sense, beforehand, it wasn't an oak tree, and now it definitely is.
I think it needs cutting back.
What was it before?
It was just a glass and some water.
It's uncanny because it looks so much like a glass of water on a shelf now.
It does amazingly, but it is, in fact, an oak tree.
Hang on. You sure that's not a beech? My mother is a leg. My father is Wednesday. We are a bus. I am art. I love all that. Really makes you think. This is the Northern Ballet's version of War of the Worlds. You should see their version of Gone with the Wind. It's exactly the same. It's Mothercare's new Formula One team. This shows you that dance is a very important medium, like texting. There are literally thousands of these collectives up and down the country where pregnant mechanics meet up and create challenging pieces of dance. But how do they get under the cars? This is an amazing piece of art because he gets all the clippings, puts them in an Etch-a-Sketch and draws a cat. Whoever thought a man being shaved live on television was a good idea was onto something. It wasn't. It was a terrible idea. But that's what's so good about it. This show has been proof that in television, wrong equals right. None of these programmes was meant to be terrible, but they were, and that's why we remember them. Before we go, there's a few people I'd like to thank. The producer... Many others. How'd you do this?
Well, probably people who watch television shows don't know why we actors and actors always say a lot of thank yous. Maybe it seems to them that we're just being polite. But of course, we all have to. Of course, our writer, and that's Martin Sherman, our director, and that's Robert Allen, and Alison Fisk, and Sheila Keith, and Jodie Scott, and Kevin Elliott, and Andrew Shelley, and Michael Shallard, Liza Minnelli.